So this is our architecture afterwards. It's obviously growing. This is kind of our story so far. So hopefully it might be a follow-up where we can explain a bit more what we ended up doing. But we could essentially reuse a ton of the effort we did. So that part that I mentioned where we have our ETL engineers basically tapping into various APIs to try and get the data, we could reuse that. We did need to clean up how we were doing it previously because it was Wild West. But as long as your data is in such a good order, which it should be because you're running a data lake, this Lakehouse overlaying on top of it worked seamlessly. Um, and then from there, we essentially worked with our stakeholders and with ourselves, because we're our primary stakeholder currently, to try and replicate the views we did in Power BI and succeeded, right? And so we were able to move that knowledge that was trapped inside of Power BI one step backwards. Into Dremio, and that enabled us to potentially reshare that too. So if someone wants to go query a particular model, which is a term we used to use for something that's built inside of Power BI, right? They could go look at Dremio because they can log into it simply. Um, and yeah, so that alleviated that pain. And also, Dremio is quite accessible. I know it lists their Power BI and Tableau, but it has a very, very powerful ODBC connector as well. So anything that can utilize ODBC can connect to this, right? And in addition, the API calls were incredible, right? That the Aeroflot connector inside of Python just worked awesomely. So our ETL guys could do something in the background if they ever needed to reuse the data for some reason, they could tap into that and help us deliver those to our end users.